Hello everyone, this is Sheetal from Aura Craft, and today I'll be teaching you three photo frames. And first we'll see what all the material we required. So we required these brushes. These are makeup brushes. You can find it anywhere, or iCraft is selling them, and Amazon, you can get it on Amazon or any local shop where you buy your makeup products usually. So yes, and the range is vary from I guess 300, 400, and it goes up to thousands. So it's up to you which you want. Then we required some distressings. So distressings, one is we required is pine needle, then one we required is peel paint, then old paper, wild honey. So here what I have done is I'm ready with my one frame and one base and everything. So this is the rectangular base, and these are three oval frames. So these I bought from Darshana Savla quite a long back. So if you want them, you can ask her about it, or you can ask Avni Vyas to get these things. Then this is just a regular iris paper 260 GSM, and this is regular chipboard. Both things you will get it from Avni Vyas. Okay, so this will be our oval frame, and now we'll move to square frame. So for square frame, you will need faded jeans, pumice stone, broken china, and these are some old die cuts. I really don't remember the company, but you will get it from Avni Vyas, or you can get it from Ritu Bhansali, or you will get it from, I guess, Indupama Dand also have these things. Okay, even this, or you can use whatever you have in your stash. These are the penny black stamps. I have these stamps, so I used them. Okay, so basically you can use whatever stamps and dies you have with you. Maybe you won't be able to get these frames, these huge dies. So for this you can ask Darshana Savla or Avni Vyas. Even you will get it from Avni as well. So these are the three frames, square frames, and stabilities you can say. So this will be huge. If you can see, this border is huge. Then this is the smaller one, and this is the narrow one, and this is again the 260 GSM iris paper and chipboard. These all things, 260 GSM iris paper and chipboards, even the distressings, you will get it easily from Avni Vyas. And then we will be creating one more frame, and for that you will need a rusty hinge, rep parmesan, and then you will again need these two, peeled paint and pine needle in this. Then again these are the die cuts, this one, then this, then this. So these all are you will get it from all the other vendors I have mentioned earlier. Then these are the stamp images, these are the sentiments. Again this is from Penny Black, the longer ones, and the smaller ones I really don't remember. And then again we have these three frames. with the same thing, the broader, then the smaller one, and then the narrow one. And then I have this again 260 GSM paper and chipboard. And yes, so whoever all the suppliers and whatever the things you required, I'll even check from which company these dies are and these stamps are, and I'll post it everything in the description box. So if you have seen, what I have done is, I'm not sure if you can see the scoring marks, but I have created squares here, and I have created regular scoring marks on this one. I have done this prior just because of the sake of the video, okay. And one frame background I'll be creating in front of you, that is scoring I'll be doing in front of you. And I'll tell you what are the measurements and what are the markings where I have done the scoring on those two. So first we'll start with the scoring, and this is for the oval frame, but you can change it for whatever the frame you want to do. You can change the background, you can change the die cuts and sentiments. If you don't want to purchase any sentiments or any dies from anyone else, you can always use whatever you have. If you have any particular dies and you are not sure that whether you can use them for these particular frames, you can send me the pictures and you can ask me whether you can use them or not, or if how you can use, and I'll be happy to assist you with this, okay. So the size of this frame, this background is oval frame background, is 8 inches by 10 inches, and I'll be creating scoring marks on this and background of it. So what I'll do, first I'll score on a 1/2 inch. And then I'll score immediately in the next groove. From there I'll measure 1/2 inches, so that will be 1 and 1/8, that is the next groove from the 1 inch, okay. Score it, and the next groove again score it. Now you have to calculate so 1, 2, 3 and 4. The fourth groove I'll score fourth groove I'll score in the fourth groove, 4th and 5th. Again from this I'll measure 4th, I'll count the 4th one and score on a 4th and 5th one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'll do this till the end. And your hands, we always we have some oils or some lotions, or our skin gets oily very quickly. Our skin So just not to get your fingerprints or some marks on your sheet, preferably use tissue paper underneath your hand, so that your distressings will so that your fingerprints will not see through the distressings. 1 2 3 4 and fifth again. 1 2 3 4 and the fifth one. Now as we reach at the end of the sheet, just see how many, if we can get two lines or one line. 1 2 3 4, so just the one line and we are done. Okay, so if you are okay to if you do not want this line, you can of course eliminate it, because then the line the margin is very low, it's very minute. So if you want, you can do this. If you don't want, just leave it as it is. There is nothing wrong or right when you are crafting. Okay, and the chipboard size also the same, it's 8 inches by 10 inches for all the frames. So now I'll just keep aside this scoring board of mine and we'll continue with this frame. Once we are done with the frame, we'll move on the another frame. So now I'll start with the distressing. So for the distress ink, first I'll go with the old paper. I use too many tissue papers. Okay, because I don't usually clean my brushes, wash my brushes. So what I do, I just rub them on this tissue papers and clean them, remove as much as ink I can, and then I start. Oh my god, it has lots and lots of color in it. Okay, yes, we are almost done. So now I'll take a pill paint, and if you have some residues of other shade on your brush, don't worry, don't bother. Your color will take just a tinge of that earlier color, so don't bother. And yes, now what you can do, you can use this side where we have the groove tools, or you can use the opposite side which has slightly raised texture. I'm going to use this one where I have scored. I don't want the raised texture for this my particular frame, but you can of course use it. And my inks are quite old, so maybe they are not as juicy as the new ones. And old paper, again, it's a very light paper, so I don't know whether you can see this or if you are able to see the color. I'm just getting it, and I'll color my entire paper with the same color, that is old paper. Oh yes, and I forgot to tell you guys that you will need some foam tape or two-way tape, whatever you say, whatever you call it, but you need it to raise your frames. Okay. Because of that peel paint, now my brush, my background is looking quite patchy, so that is okay. As we will be adding some more colors with it, and then we'll be spraying some water on it, so yeah, everything will be cured. You will be not able to see these patches, so don't worry even if you are seeing the patches. Okay, yes, you will need a spray bottle, and then you will be needing your what's say, heat tool. So once I'm done with the old paper, if I have this in a brush, I'll just color my oval as well. So the thinnest one, the uppermost um, oval frame, you have to color it with the old paper. Just slightly color it. Don't rub too much on it. Okay, as because this is a frame, and top of that it's quite a thin, so there are chances if you rub your brush harshly on it, the frame will start bending and it will form a creases, which certainly we don't want. So yes, I'm done with my old paper completely. Keep aside, and then I'll take my peel paint. I'll use my same brush, and I'll keep as it is. Okay, and I'll just dab my brush on my craft mat, and I'll just start rotating. And now I don't want my peel paint throughout the page, so I'll do half, less than the half my peel paint, and then I turn my paper, and then again I start coloring, start giving my peel paint on the other side of the paper. This is how, even this from this side, you don't have to go till the middle of your sheet or something. You just reach it as much as you want, and just stop it once. Now I'm done with it, and I'll take my second size of the oval, and I'll just start coloring it slowly. Be careful, don't be harsh with your frames. Excuse me, so sorry. And I'm done here. I need a small portion. Yes, now I'm done with it. Now we'll add some pine needle over it. So pine needle, we don't want pine needle way too much, it's just on the edges. so that we can see all the three colors on the gradation. So yes, that much the green I want here. If you can see here, you can see the pale paint from your pine needle and old paper. So yeah, this is the beauty of your distressings. You can see through them the earlier colors. If you have done my distress ink course level 1 and level 2, then you know, probably you know all the characteristics of distress inks, distress oxides. So I have level 1 and level 2 tips and tricks and techniques of distress ink. Then I have envelope courses, creative stenciling, fun stenciling, not creative stenciling. Stenciling, it's a fun stenciling with distress inks. And then I have envelope course with oxides as well. And if you want more details about my another courses, please get in touch with me on WhatsApp. And now I'm taking my the broader oval and I'm just coloring it with the pine needle. Don't be harsh, we don't want to fold it or get any kind of creases. Okay, and for this it's see, this is what happened. Okay, as these are the frames, and for them for these frames we are not gonna use any water, but for the background we are definitely going to use to spray of water. So once I'm done with this frame, we'll finish the background as well. Okay, see how beautiful this looks. So I'm done with the pine needle as well. I'll just keep this aside, I don't want it to catch any kind of a water. So, and bring back our background. Now this is a regular spray bottle. I got it from a local shop where you get all your plastic boxes and bottles and all the stuff. You can use Rangers mini misters, but those are very small, and honestly I get bored, you know, every time go and refill it and then spray it, and then you have to always, it finishes quickly. So or if you don't want that, then yes, Ranger has I guess this size of a bottle, spray bottle as well. Sadly I don't have that, otherwise that's the another nice option. It has a very nice spray, that's what I heard from my friends. So I just hold my bottle, spray bottle at a distance, and I spray generously. Spray it. Okay, and use your heat tool and dry it. we have extra splotch of water, don't worry about it. We'll just dry it. Dry it thoroughly so your paper will not become soggy. Yes, this done. Yes, it's done. And just give your paper a nice twist so that your paper will be spread. And now I'll just spray some water here and clean it with my tissue paper so that whatever the residues of ink I have on the mat, it will be cleared. Please don't bother my craft mat. It's quite old and quite used, so it has all the marks. Then what we are going to do is okay, we can give it one more slight touch of pine needle from both sides, but we are not going to end off, just on the edges from all of the side. This time we will be going all of the side, that is both side. Okay. This is one. Now we'll go on a longer side. And always please do remember, whether you are using this kind of a brushes or you are using your regular round or square blending foams and blending tools, go round and round. Always move your hand in a circular motion, your brushes, your blending tools in a circular motion. Please don't use in random directions, or don't use them as your like this. Please don't. Just go round and round. What will happen now, if you go round and round circular motion, so it will give you a smooth, nice coverage. It will not give you marks. So please try to go in a circular motion. And on the fourth and the last side, so we are almost done. Okay, if you find it that if you find this background is quite dark, that's what I am thinking, so again what I'll do, I'll just spray some water that will clear it, that will just lighten the background, and again heat set it. if you have a distress inks, you can play a lot with them. You can play with the stencils and distress inks. You can play distress inks to create your backgrounds. You can do stamping with the distress ink. It will not give you crisp and sharp, but yes, you can stamp with the distress inks. Okay, so that will give you another effects, of course. And you can paint your images with distress inks. There are n number of possibilities if you have distress inks. And if you have a distress oxides, yes, even those are very nice. But let me tell you, there is some difference between the distress inks and distress oxides. So what is the difference? That you will get to know when if you join my other courses. Okay, so yes, I am very satisfied with this. Now what I'll do, I'll just apply my glue backside of my paper and I'll stick it on my chipboard. I am using Fevicryl fabric glue. You can use this. You can use tacky glue. You can use Fevicol, whatever you have. You can even use red tape or sticky tapes. If you are not comfortable using glue, you can use tacky tape or some other things. I am very comfortable with the glue because this glue gives me some time to play with it. See, if I misplaced my paper on the base, then this glue gives me some time, I can remove it and replace it and stick it. But with the tapes, that is not possible. If you stick it, you stick it. That's it. It becomes permanent. Or if you try to remove it, it just spoiled your paper and your background and everything. So now I just nicely aligned it with one edge, at a one edge. Okay, I take my tissue paper because there is a chance that I might have some glue on my fingertips, and if I touch that, then it leaves a print on my background and I don't want that. So I take my tissue and I start pressing it lightly and gently. So this will what this will do. If you have extra glue on your paper and it oozes out from the sides, your tissue paper will absorb it, clear it, so that your hand will not be messy, your background will not be messy and sticky and dirty. And a part of that, you will get a smooth background. Whatever the air bubbles or airs are there, it will remove. Your tissue paper and the pressure, it will remove everything. Okay, great. So now if you see, this is all done and sticked properly. Once I'm done with this, I'll bring my oval frames in the picture. I'll take my this foam tape and I'll just start cutting it and pasting it. Yeah, this is not. Okay. just cut small pieces, paste it. Now if you can see, I'm not placing my foam tape for here because that is the opening. Okay, so from this side you can insert your photographs. So please, if you have any particular photograph ready with you and you just want that, you can close this, you can stick that photograph here, and then you can place your foam tape all around and stick it. That is okay, that is fine. But if you don't have any particular photo with you, or you want that extra luxury, that okay, maybe I'll get bored after some time with this photo, then for that you have to keep one side open. Or if you are doing this for your client and your client is not able to give you any photograph in the given time frame, you can always do this trick. Keep one side open and give it to your client and ask them to print photo and put it on their own. You can do that. So I'm just cutting my Now the trickiest part is to place your foam tape on the narrowest part. What I'll do, I'll take my foam tape which is thinner and I'll just cut it from the center. What happened? Certainly I'll get more thinner tape. It's quite a messy, tricky thing, but yes, that we can do, of course. And I'll cut small pieces and paste them. Like this. I guess this will be a little better. So, okay. No matter what size, what thickness of foam tape you have, you can always cut it according to your need and use it. I need a bit of foam tape more, so I just cut a small piece, cut it. Now what we'll do? Now I'll remove this backing papers. I'll take my fabric glue and I'll just add Okay, now you will ask me why I am applying glue when I have already placed this foam tape. So what happened, no? The same. If I want to change the placement, I can change due to the gum glue basically. And other thing, after certain period, no, your foam tape loses their stickiness, and then your entire arrangements, they start falling, and then you do have no idea what to do now. So if you have applied a glue, this will not happen. It will be on the place forever. So just take your tissue paper and gently press it. Now if you can see, I don't know whether my camera is able to capture it or not. Here you see the thickness, and यहाँ पे ना चला गया है अंदर नीचे, ठीक है. So what we'll do, we'll place some foam here and we'll stick it, because we need just this opening to insert the photograph, so we don't want this openings. So I'll just take my a small piece of foam, I place it in the center, remove the backing, add your gum and stick it. Okay, done. So now I'll place some here as well. चेक कर फक्त इथे ठीक आहे ना. So now just removing all the backing papers. Now again I'll just put some glue here. A little bit of glue will do the trick. You don't have to apply too much. Always use a small nozzle bottle, or if you don't have, you can always make that mehendi cone and you can use that. Make a mehendi cone, add your glue in it and close it and use it. Okay, so again I'll just eyeball it with the edge to edge. Please do remember, please do consider that the outer surface, the outer edge, outer sides is same for all your 3 frames. It's just the inner area is different. I'll just slightly press it, stick it. Okay, so now I'll just remove all the backing from here. same, we'll add some glue. Now what will bring our background in the end, and I'll just eyeball it the center and stick it. Okay, so take your tissue paper, press it gently but firmly. This is ready. Now we'll color our die cuts, and we'll cut some sentiments, fuzzy cut some sentiments, and we'll finished our frame. So I'm taking that. These are the two pieces, three pieces, I guess. Yes, these are three pieces. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll take my old paper, I'll take my tissue paper first now, and I'll try to remove all the ink, dark inks, whatever I have on my brush. I'll try to remove everything as much as I can. Not everything, but as much as I can. Then I take my old paper and I just simply color all my die cuts. Okay, everything what all die cuts we have, no, I'll color everything with the old paper first, and then we'll add another colors. Done. As these die cuts have quite minute and detailed work, please be careful while you're coloring. Okay, now these small leaf and buds, I don't know what it is, but this is very pretty, very delicate. These are the two pieces, and I'll do the same thing. I'll gently color them with distress ink. Okay, one down, one to go. Please, if you have any questions or you have any queries, please do contact me on my WhatsApp number, that is 988-100-9711. I'll repeat my number, and I'll also add my number in the description. My WhatsApp number is 988-100-9711. Okay, so these leaves, these we have quite a few, and if you have missed or you have no idea, so let me tell you one more thing, that me and that is Aura Craft and CDC and papers and scissors, we are associated together, and we run a crafty library. So what does it include? So you can come to our places. You can use some of our material. You may use our die cut machines or dies to cut the papers. You can use our distressings. You can use our blending tools, uh, scoreboards, paper trimmers, then cutting mats, craft mats, some basic glues, and some more stuff. And apart of that, whatever the courses, if you have joined our craft library, whatever the courses you joined at my place, you will get 10% discount on that. Then if you have any orders, if you have any work, and you don't know how to finish it, or you don't know, if you have any inquiry and you have no idea ki what you can make in your client's budget, you can contact us, and we'll be happy to assist you. We'll be happy to give you some ideas according. You can make your samples and you can show to your clients. But this is only for those people who have joined our library, and to know about the craft library, what is the concept, what you will get, what are the benefits. Again, please do WhatsApp. So if you ask me, it's very easy and very convenient for you if you join the library, because you can use many types, branded, non-branded. You can even use stamps. We have a huge collection of dies, we have a huge collection of stamps, so you can use them. We almost have all the inks, all the shades in distress inks and distress oxides and archivals as well, so you can use them. So if you are new in crafting, or you don't have some inks and you want that, you can always use ours. As you all know, the branded dyes are quite an expensive affair. So at one time it is not possible to purchase all the designs, all the branded dyes and stamps. So you can ask us if we have the particular design and stamp which you required. You can join our library and you can use. Library has a monthly payment system. So please do call Avni Vyas, or you can call me or you can call Monisha Papers and Scissors to know more about more details about it. So why 3 locations? So my place is, but this is only for the Pune people. Guys, please let me clear this. This is the crafty library. This concept, this is right now, this is just for the Pune people. And why 3 locations? So my place is somewhere it's middle in the city, so nearby area people can visit my place and get a benefit from library. Papers and Scissors studio is in Nigdi, so PCMC area people can go there and take advantage of library. Then Avni Vyas, that is CDC's outlet, CDC's office, it's in Keshav Nagar. So nearby areas, that is I guess Magarpatta city and Mundwa and Koregaon Park and some other places, whatever the nearby areas are, you guys can go and check her place and take your advantage, take the craft library advantage in that area. Okay, so this is how I'm done with my, this is quite a messy, so I'll just add some old paper. It becomes quite messy, so I'll just add some old paper and try to tone it down. Okay. Now this, for these again I'll use pine needle. And I don't want more of it. I just want to add some tinge of pine needle, just some shading of it. So like that. I'll strongly recommend guys to talk with us and get more information about craft library, and do join it. Please do join it. Trust me, it will help you in many ways. Maybe I'll be not able to tell you properly how much you will get benefited out of it, but yes, if you see our collections of dyes and this stamps and inks, and plus the added guidance if you want any, so yes, it is beneficial. Apart of that, for the people who have joined our library, they'll get 10% of, sometimes 15% discount on the new courses or whatever the courses we have with us. That is me and Monisha. She's from Papers and Scissors. So even she is into taking classes, so you can get discounts at her place as well. Then there will be some free workshops for the people, for the library people who have joined the library. They'll get some free workshops as well. And let me tell you, these workshops will not be on a project base, these will be technique based. So we'll give you 1 or 2 techniques for that day. You can use them for your crafting, in your projects. Okay, so we are done with pine needle as well. And now for okay, this is done. Now for these small things, what I'll do is I'll take my pine needle and I'll just shade the leaves, tip of the leaves, if I can. Yes. Okay. So I'll just shade my leaves and stem. Okay. Not the flowers. If you can see, I haven't touched these buds or flowers. I'm just shading these small leaves. Not this, the bigger one, 4 or 5 pieces. I'm not touching them. Absolutely not touching that. We'll add some other color. So after this, we'll go for wild honey. No, we'll go for some rusty hinge. Not wild honey, we'll go for a rusty hinge. It's a nice orangish reddish color. So I'll just take my brush, add some color, and I'll add this here. See how beautiful it is? This is very nice color. I guess this, my brush has yellow fossilized amber, I guess, already on it. So It's giving some different shade, but yeah, I'm fine with it. This is looking more beautiful with our combination. Into it. Yes, finally we are done. Okay, and now, now the fun part. The fun part is I'll just add some okay, sorry to interrupt, guys. What we'll do, we'll add sorry, it's a new bottle. I'll just add some glossy accent on this completely. I'll just fill this flower with the glossy. Just fill your die cut neatly with the glossy. Okay, after that I'll just take this, keep this here in my pad, and this is sparkle dust from Dress My Craft, and I'm not much of a glitter person, so I bought it long back. I guess when Dress My Craft launched it, I bought it that time only, and I bought it two bottles. So I'm still using. One bottle is finished, and this quantity is remaining. So yeah, this is a nice thing. This is a 90 gram. That is 3.2 ounce sparkling dust from Dress My Craft, and yeah, you can check it from their on their website. Their website is craftiscorner.in. Dress My Craft is Craftis Corner home brand. So, and it's an Indian brand. So I'm very proud of it. And yes, you can check their website. Actually, I'm very proud of all the Indian brands. As Indian craftists and some brands are um, what do you say? They're coming up with the very nice products. I must say the products are from international level products are products, and yeah. So Crafters Corner, as in Dress My Crafts, goes for craft invention, and they get very nice recognition there. Then iCraft has a very even that brand is nice. I will surely show you some some products, some projects making with Dress My Craft dyes and products from Dress My Craft, as well as I'll show you some projects from iCraft products. Then I'll show some thing from Craft Trade. Yeah, basically these all are Indian brands. Then CDC, even that is an Indian brand, and even the and Avni, this is the Avni's brand, CDC Craft Destination Center, and even she has a very beautiful stencils, some MDF stuff, and I'm very fond of her particular stencils. Those are inlay stencils, very particular, very nice designs. I use them mostly for my furniture. If I have some orders for furniture's thing, what do you say, upcycled the old furniture, I use those stencils, and those stencils gives you the wow effects. You can use them wherever you want. Even her mandala stencils, those are beautiful. And then there is one more brand, Indian brand, that is this Priya Shivraj Craft Trade Brown Craft Trade. Even that is a very beautiful. Even she has a very beautiful stencils. I may have her one or two stencils, but I'm more fond of her chippies. Amazing designs she have in chippies. Even Mudra, that's the another Indian brand. Mudra have a huge range in stamps, small stamps, and again their stamps are very nice quality. You can use their stamps. So slowly what I'll do, I'm planning something, like take one brand, use their products, and make some products, and post it on my YouTube. And if you have no idea, so even I'm coming with my own brands, my own brand, that is Teeny Mini, and I have I'll be having quite a few different things with me. So stay tuned. We have our first launch on coming Sunday. That is I don't remember. That is coming Sunday, and please do watch my AuraCraft Facebook page and my Instagram page. My Facebook page is by name of AuraCraft01, and same goes for my Instagram. My YouTube channel, if you're watching this video, that means you know my YouTube channel. So yeah, go ahead, watch it, like it, subscribe it. I'll be very thankful for that. Spread the word. If you like my videos, please do spread the word. My paid workshops, my paid classes are like they are what I have 2-3 options for you. Okay, I have a Facebook closed group. You can do personal classes with me. We can I'm not into Zoom and some other stuff, but yes, I'm working on it. Zoom I don't prefer because once the meeting is over, you don't have the access to that matter unless and until I record it. Okay, but then if that's the case, that you want to see the recorded sessions, then I prefer Facebook closed group, where You will have my recorded videos permanently with you. Once you join the class, the videos will be with you for a lifetime. So yes, I prefer that, and I prefer one-to-one personal classes as well. So I am done with this is the last part for the glittering. Okay, so this is done. I'm not going to use glitter on the leaves. Okay, so I'll just pour my glitter in my bottle again. Till this is getting dry, it will take some time. Okay, so till this gets dry, we'll just cut. I'm so sorry, we'll just cut this. Okay, these are the sentiments. The one says have a wonderful birthday, the other says wishing you a day wrapped in happiness, and these says have a great day and happy birthday. So what I'll do now, I'll just keep some margin, and I follow the line. If you want, you can cut it according to the alphabets as well, but that is quite, for that is that way you can cut your long and bold sentiments the way I have cut it for our another friends. Okay, so this one, this is right. When you're cutting anything, if you're doing fuzzy cutting or you're cutting these sentiments, please move your paper, don't move your scissor. This hand will be steady, and I'll move only my paper. Please watch carefully. So I'll start my cutting from this line, that H line. I'll just go according that line. I'll turn my paper and I'll just rotate my paper. I just move my paper the way I want to get it cut. Okay, and your paper will get cut. I'm not moving my this hand, my right hand. I'm a righty, so I'm not moving my right hand. I'm just moving the paper. If you want to do the fuzzy cutting, please follow the same way. So this is wishing you a day wrapped in happiness, and now we'll cut these small delicate sentiments, and they are slightly in a curved shape, so I'll just try to get it. We are done with one, and the last one, which is happy birthday. Now again I'll take my pine needle, I'll take my brush, and I'll just do the edging. So edging is what? Just move your brush around the edges. Why we are doing this? We are doing this to so that the edge, the cutting edge will not look bad, and it will give your sentiment little bit of depth, and that's why we are doing it. Basically we are distressing this. Okay, if you want to do this now, I'll suggest go for blending tool, blending foam. I don't have it handy, so I'm doing it with the brush, this brush. But do it with blending foam, you will get a better coverage, you get a better effect. Yeah, this is nice. Maybe those are very small, so I'm not getting whatever effect I wanted, but yeah, that is fine. Yes, so I'm done with it. I'll just add some foam tape behind this. Okay, I'll just cut. If you don't want to, cut small pieces, you can use that pre-cut foam tapes that comes in circle and square. And from where you get it, please call CDC or Omnivas, and you will get it from her. I get mine from her only, so you will get it from her. And I'll cut this for okay, good. Okay, so I'm done with this, I'm done with this. So let's check a glitter has been dried or not yet. So okay, let's start with the arrangement now. Let's get our frame in. Check that where is your opening. My opening is from this side, so I'll do my arrangement here, the side which is stuck. Okay, what I'll do first, I'll first add some, I'll just add these flower leaves first, and I'll use my glue to stick it. Just fill the entire thing with leaves first. If you are not comfortable by like doing this, you can always use your tweezer. I'm just roughly cutting that extra bit of paper stem, and I'm just seeing where I can add my leaves, and I'm adding it. I'm just pressing it, then it gets stick. Okay. So now I'll stick it here. Okay. I'm just adding some leaves here and there and wherever I feel like. See, making an arrangements, it's mostly up to you how and where you want. Okay, so I don't want this go up from this side. I want this side bigger and this side smaller. So I'm done with it. Now I'll add this fillers in it. Okay, so what I'll do now, I'll not use as it is. Okay, I'll take my scissor and I'll just cut it where it is joint, and I'll add my glue. So now this is very minute and thin. Just please don't put your glue on these stems. Put your glue on the leaf and the flowers. Okay, and add that. I'll add it here. And then I'll just cut these two separate and this one separate. Okay, and okay, wait, we'll cut this one as well. Okay, here. I'll put this smaller one here. Here. Okay. Okay. Here. Yes. And now this. And now what? I have this extra thing here. So I'll just chop this extra stem. That will give me a finished look. And I'll add this. I think I'll add this from this side. Okay, perfect. What do you say? Yeah. And now we'll take this another one and we'll cut it the same way we have cut the earlier one. This one flower, then another flower, and then the third flower. These two flowers. These two, and I think I'll add this side only. Yes. Add this side only. And now these I'll add this side. Add this one here. Here. This one probably here. Yes. So here exactly. And we have this one more piece, so where we can place it, we can place it here. No. Like this. No, I guess I would like it like this. One side, yes. So I'll stick it. Please. Just see, I'm not applying too much glue, just the small dots. And okay, so yeah, maybe like this. Perfect. Now we'll take these and I'll cut the stems that are connected. This is much dried now, so we can stick. Okay. So I will just slowly turn it, and I'll just add some glue on each petal and in the center, and then I'll see where I can place this flower. So place one flower here, and I will just slowly press I just press everything. Then I'll take my another flower and I'll just add some glue in the center and half the petal, not the full petal, just half the petal, and I'll just cover it here and gently press it. My glossy wax is still not dried, so I will not pressing it too hard. I'm pressing it just small, lightly. And then this third one, the final flower which we have, again in the center and half of the petal. And we will be sticking it here, slightly under this flower, yes, so that it will cover most of the things. Yeah, perfect. And now what I'll do, I'll take some of the wire pollens if you want. You can add these leaves, cut it and add them, but I'm fine with whatever the current arrangement is. I'll just add some wire pollens in it. I'll take this like this, 2 pollens, and I'll twist it little bit. Then I'll cut the extra. I'll add some glue, and what I'll do, I'll just slightly lift the flower and enter those underneath and press. So those wires will stick with your petal. Same, I'll go with next 2 more. Twist it a little bit, cut the extra, add some glue, and slide it under your flowers. Press your flowers again lightly so that those pollens will get stick with it. Same goes with for the third flower. Slightly lift it, insert your pollens inside, and take a tweezer and slightly press your flower. Don't worry, your glue will be dry, transparent, so it will not show. Now take your sentiments, remove the backing, add some glue, and now where do I want it? I want it here, as this is a very big one, so I'll add this one here. Wishing you a day wrapped in happiness. have a wonderful day. Uh, okay, so can we do one thing? Sorry, I will just now, as I have removed my first sentiment from there, I try to cover the same area and place my another sentiment over there so that it will have a wonderful birthday. This curve will go with this curve. Okay. So now I'll have this happy birthday, and this curve is going with this side. So I'll place it here, downside. Happy birthday. And I'll just as close as much as closed with the arrangement, and then have this another bigger one. This I'll place it here. And then I have this, have a great day. This I will place it here and on the frame as it goes with the side. Have a great day. Okay, perfect. So now I'm done with the frame 1, and for frame 2 I'll see you in the next video.